Yo, what's up, boys? Welcome to the react video. Today, we react to the truth of MrSavage. If y'all don't know MrSavage is literally the European GOAT in streaming and competitive. So with that being said, let's just get into it.
New young players appear out of nowhere. Bobas! Bobas! But just as fast as they show up, they can also fall off and disappear.
I look back on what I've done and feel good about it, you know?
There are very few players in the fast-moving world of esports that manage to make long-term successful careers. So today, I will be telling the story of one of the smartest, highest-earning, and longest-standing.
How many earnings do I have?
MrSavage. Martin Foss Anderson was born on the 12th of November 2004. He grew up in Oslo, Norway, alongside of his brother.
I live in Oslo in Norway. I really love the fact that I grew up here. In the winter, I like cross-country skiing and slalom, but I think my favorite activity outside is playing football with my brother.
Soccer goat.
In that clip, Martin and his brother were very active and also very competitive.
My brother and I have always been competitive, play a game of chess, playing ping pong, and it's always fun.
Eventually, however, this competition moved away from just sports and developed into video games. And on September
MrSavage is the GOAT, I can't even lie.
A new game came out that would change MrSavage's life forever.
Fortnite.
Now talk Fortnite, shall we? It's the newest video game craze spreading across fast among kids, college kids, even celebrities.
The Fortnite craze took the entire world by storm.
They did.
And MrSavage was no different. Savage's brother was actually one of the first people to pick up the game and was also the one that introduced him to it.
Damn.
That's a big role when it comes to my Fortnite career. He introduced me to the game, so without him, I maybe wouldn't even have started playing the game. At the beginning, we played a lot of games. I was better than
They low-key do look alike.
And then he just exploded
A little bit.
and took over.
Martin had to pick a gamer tag to use in-game, and after some fine-tuning, he eventually landed on MrSavage.
How do you know
MrSavage.
I was 12, and then my name was Savage Boy. And then I was like, what the f? And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be like Mr. Beast and do MrSavage.
And he ended up absolutely falling in love with
That's funny. That's actually funny.
Kind of chose me. It came at the perfect time for me because I was homeschooled when it came out, so I had a lot of time to play. I just kept grinding it, man.
Damn.
And started streaming, everything went well.
Since
He's so hot.
was
He is so hot, shit.
He didn't have to worry much about homework or the typical school schedule like a lot of the other pro players we've talked about. Instead, Savage just got to focus all of his time on playing the game. And because he enjoyed it so much, he wanted to share that passion with others, and he started uploading gameplay to his YouTube channel. MrSavage launched his YouTube on April 23rd of 2015, and he would upload his first video just a few years later on March 22nd of 2018. His first video is titled Fortnite 286 meter jumping no-scope with hunting rifle, and the video shows exactly that.
No scope.
Shortly after
That is crazy.
his first YouTube video,
I remember everybody used to hit crazy style last time.
Wanted to live stream, so he booted up his stream for the first time.
13
on May
viewers?
11th of 2018.
Oh my God.
Just a few months after starting YouTube, he spent month after month streaming to really low viewers. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter because he was just having a great time playing the game. That being said, after 6 months of streaming and posting videos, Savage would slowly work his way up to 50,000 subscribers on December 9th of
I actually do love Savage.
and
I always mess around with him,
Savage
but
had been
he's the
playing
GOAT.
the game so much, or maybe because he was just naturally gifted, he started to notice that he was really good at the game. But there was only one problem. At this early time,
He played in World Cup, right?
They didn't really have any
Wait.
sort of esports league for Fortnite.
Did he?
And when they did start out with some small tournaments limited to creators and
I don't know.
players,
I think he
there was
did.
no opportunity for Savage to compete because at the time he was only
think he did.
15 years old, and the age to compete
Was
in
16.
Fortnite, for those of you that don't know, was 16 years old. And this meant that Savage wouldn't be able to compete in any official Fortnite tournaments.
Yeah, so I've been playing Fortnite since like the first month of it being released.
And at the start, I couldn't play any of the very early events of Fortnite because of the age limit. The age limit was like, I think it was 16 or 18. I mean, I was like, please lower the age limit, please.
Luckily for Savage, early on in 2019, the age limit was lowered to 13.
Best idea, literally best idea ever, chat.
Finally able to compete and
by far best idea.
an esports team, because even
NRG
though he wasn't officially competing, all of the orgs had their eyes on this new up-and-coming pro named Savage, and the team that wanted him the most and who got him was NRG.
NRG was so good. I love NRG, chat. I was in there for 2 years. W Energy.
Oh, I headshot, my headshot.
Damn.
Savage's signing to
W, that was good.
shocked everyone. A 14-year-old joining a major gaming org
With Benjyfishy.
is normal now. But back then, esports had been dominated by players that were in their early to late 20s.
Unk age,
Like
dude.
Call of Duty and Counter-Strike had been around for so long that most of their player base was in that age range. So when somebody signed for a team under 18, it was notable. But 14 years old,
That is
insane,
very
especially back then. And shortly after joining NRG, MrSavage would team up with another young Fortnite prodigy,
Benjyfishy.
This dynamic
I love Benji,
duo
dude.
teamed up for their first ever official Fortnite event on February 15th of 2019, and it was the Share the Love Cup. And although there weren't any official cash prizes for this event, soon enough they would get the opportunity to win millions.
Millions.
The Fortnite World Cup.
They did qualify.
The Fortnite World
They
Cup
did, I
starts
think.
on April 13th, when all eligible Fortnite players from around the world will be able to compete in the weekly online opens. Each online open
We're watching
has
the World
a
Cup
prize
again.
pool of
I swear I've been
$1
recently watching this so
million.
much.
That's 10 weeks and $10 million up for grabs. And it's all online. In each region, the top performing players from the online opens will earn a spot in the Fortnite World Cup Finals in New York City to compete for their share of a $30 million prize.
Because of their incredibly strong placements in the EU region,
That's actually really good.
Savage and Benji were
First in the Gauntlet
strong
duos was crazy.
contenders going into the World Cup qualifiers. And especially after being signed to a team like NRG, the expectations and pressure were at an all-time high. And because of this duo's extraordinary skill
Savage playing with
and
Blood Axe
all
is
of the tournaments
hilarious.
that they were playing live, MrSavage ended up getting a lot
That
more
is so
traffic
funny.
to his YouTube and Twitch accounts. And more specifically, he would hit 300,000 subscribers
Damn.
on his YouTube channel. And Savage was getting tens of thousands of viewers on every stream. And that's insane considering
That is actually
14
insane,
years
dude.
old. And just a year earlier, he was streaming to 7 or 8 viewers consistently. That just goes.
Everyone's
to show you
Fortnite
that
come-up story is so
if you want
entertaining,
enough and
dude.
You put your heart into it, you can 100% succeed. Anyways, right before the World Cup qualifiers started, Epic Games held a World Cup warm-up event so everyone could get used to the new point system. And just as everybody expected, Savage and Benji absolutely dominated.
Let's go, dude.
One guy left, one guy left. That's it.
Think it's empty.
Watch out for mats.
Benji's voice?
Yeah, mats. Who knows?
Yeah. Good out. On me.
Nice. Back.
Damn.
And we got 15 kills this one, dude. Let's go.
This crazy.
Let's go, bruh.
First in Europe.
Dude, all of us being so young is so crazy, man. We're old now. We're 20,
And
man.
they would not stop there because the World Cup qualifiers would start on April 13th and they continued their domination on the EU circuit. The first week of qualifiers that Savage competed in was actually the week 2 of qualifiers.
He
The
missed
first
week 1?
of duos. And then
Oh, yeah.
once again, they would place first
Hey!
in all of Europe, being the first duo on Europe to qualify for the World Cup.
Let's
And
go,
this
dude.
time, they both won $5,000 each.
No way Savage won this.
We're cheerleading, bro. We're cheerleading. Let's go.
This win got the duo
Wow.
tickets straight to New York City for the big LAN event. But just because they
How
were
did they
already
do?
going to the World Cup, didn't mean they were going to skip out on the rest of the qualifiers, and plus, Savage still needed to qualify for the solo event. In week 3, Savage got 19th place, which was awesome, but not good enough to qualify for the World Cup solos. So in the next week of solos, which was week 5 of qualifiers, he went all out. He ended up placing 4th and winning $2,500
Is that qual?
and a solo World Cup qualifying spot.
4th. Well.
This game.
Oh, I remember this.
Side of a mountain, and it's shadow bomb time. Look at how awkward this is. He's getting completely blocked then out. He's deciding to take storm damage. Yes, Mr. Savage.
Wow.
Oh my God!
That was such a good play.
My God! Oh my goodness!
Wow. That was a great play, dude.
Use I've ever seen. Mr. Savage M rising to the top of the mountain like his plane will when this freak of nature probably goes to New York.
Damn.
Please, come on. I'm 5th right now. Yeah, it's me 5th. Yeah, all the games must be over. Bro. Let's go.
Damn, he might have did it.
I'm so Savage.
I'm gonna go watch my replays, dude.
After all was said and done,
Homie quals and watches replays.
$18,700 before the World Cup
What a go, dude.
started just by playing in all the qualifiers. So now all he had left to do was go to the big tournament, and he flew all the
How
way
did he
from
do?
Norway
I don't remember.
down to the United States, hoping to win big. Going into the tournament, they were definitely fan favorites. Unfortunately, the games wouldn't exactly work out in Savage's favor. During the duos competition, him and Benji placed 14th, which was only 4 placements away from the next tier of earnings. And although this was a huge disappointment to both Savage and Benji, they still did really well considering their age, and they had to prepare for solos the next day. So with everything on the line, the young Mr. Savage sat down and
How are you doing solos?
29th out of 100 players. And just to be clear,
We got 18 chat.
placements were bad, but they just weren't as good as Savage wanted to do based on how much they were dominating EU during the qualifiers. But Fortnite World Cup was just the start of Savage's career, because on the final day of the World Cup, Fortnite would announce
FNCS.
also known as the Fortnite Championship Series. Every
Sorry.
Fortnite season
Did he do good in this
now
one?
had a series of qualifier tournaments to get into the major grand finals at the end of the season. Because of this switch up, a ton of players were now looking for new teammates whose playstyles worked well with the new meta. This included Mr. Savage. And while he and Benji were still on good terms and evidently still close friends, they decided not
split
to
up.
play together during the FNCS Season X. Instead, Savage would team up with a new trio, Roix and Item, where they finished in 7th place.
It's not terrible.
Savage actually wouldn't compete in the Chapter 2 Season 1 FNCS, but he did travel all the way back to the United States, and more specifically Anaheim, California, to compete in
He won this one.
For those of you not familiar with esports events, DreamHack is known for being a BYOC, or Bring Your Own Computer LAN event. They're highly regarded events in various esports like CSGO, Overwatch, Street Fighter, Rocket League, and more. This was one of the earliest events, however, that had a Fortnite DreamHack. It was hosted on February 23rd of 2020 and had some of the best players from around the world. People like
I feel like I went to this.
duo Benjyfishy and other seasoned American pros like Kanata and Epic Whale were all in.
Maybe I didn't go. Maybe I didn't go then.
Well, I traveled to LA, you know, mainly for the Anaheim DreamHack tournaments. So it's a solo tournament. A lot of good players are playing. So going to LA.
You joined 100 Thieves. Wow.
To meet people that do the same thing.
You did.
The LAN itself had a multi-day qualifier,
remember that.
and only the best of the best would make it to the final day of competition.
With DreamHack Anaheim, the format was like the first day. I think 200 people out of the 1,200 participating would qualify for the semifinals. And day 2, there were semis, which would be top 100 out of the 400 people that qualified. And then the last day would be finals.
He won that finals,
Mr.
chat.
Savage had really
That stinky,
high
stinky
hopes,
goat.
trying to place in the top 5 and make up for the fact that he didn't do as well as he wanted in the World Cup.
I mean, going to NA and, you know, competing against a lot of NA players, it'll be good. I feel like they have a different playstyle, which would, you know, suit mine really well. Well, my main goal is placing top 5. What would be super nice is obviously winning. I think everyone wants to win. But yeah, if I get top 5, I think I'll be like, you know, that's good. I met my goals, but you know, I wanna place first.
He ended up doing insanely well during the qualifiers, placing first out of all 1,200 people that were.
Damn, that's really good.
After placing first in the first day of qualifiers, it was definitely a big confidence boost because at the start there was 1,200 players. It narrowed down to 400, and then I managed to come out on top. Like I said, I'm just here to like prove everyone.
I love the big Savage
player, and prove to myself that I'm a good player. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm obviously here for a little bit of money as well, but you know, yeah.
Of course. Let's not lie about that. So do you think do you have a chance to win?
Yeah, my goal is like top 3, top 5, but I think I have a good chance of winning, yeah.
Why?
He was right.
Why what?
Why do you have a good chance to winning?
I think...
What do you have that no one else has?
I have a big brain, like most Fortnite players, they just like...
He does have a big brain.
Go for eliminations and just don't really have any like major strategies.
That's his manager, bro. He's a GOAT. His manager's actually a GOAT.
And while first place in the qualifiers was impressive, it didn't guarantee that he would do well in the finals. But like always, Savage was going to do his best and hopefully dominate the competition. Somehow, Savage did even better during the final day of the LAN than he did in qualifiers, and even ran into some friendly faces along the way.
In the first game of DreamHack Anaheim finals, me and Benji, we actually bumped into each other in Lazy Lake. I think I sniped him twice. I did like 250 damage to him. I kind of griefed this game. It wasn't on purpose. I knew it was Benji, but it wasn't like...
Bro, honestly, I kind of hoped that you, like, I needed a kill after that. I needed a kill. Like, it was... In tilted? Yeah. What do you mean in tilted? In lazy. Oh, in lazy? What? Who are you? What? Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I pre-fired you. Yeah, I wanted
Yeah, I think...
Bro, I miss Benji. He's a going Valorant now, though, so, like,
when you...
it's definitely worth it to switch.
In a bigger event, because, like, let's say I get a kill, right? And then I see that it pops up with, like, my friend's name. And I'm like, oh, why can't it have been someone else, right? Because obviously I don't want them to do bad.
And after games 4 and 5, Savage was a clear front runner for first place.
After game 4 or 5, I was really happy because I was first place. And yeah, I knew I just had to keep it up because, as I said earlier, my goal was to maintain like 40 points average a game, and I think I had like 55 points average.
Damn,
so
that's really good. That's really good for solos, I can't lie.
Even if I had a couple bad games, I could still place first.
And then he did it. He finally redeemed himself and got first place.
When I was like top 5 in the last game, I raised my hands off my keyboard and I was like, I think I just won this.
It's Savage versus Benjyfishy, ex-Morg teammates, 100 Thieves versus NRG on low ground. Well, how you want this? And Savage says no as he blocks him out. It's a 1v1. Savage, the next arm.
No way he wins this.
The pump shot.
No way Mr. Savage wins this.
He goes for the dive. No match.
He does. Wait.
Dodges the shot. Savage still up top. The 4th shot.
That's crazy how he wins that. That's crazy. Bro, that guy sucks. I'm playing.
In a single game,
Is that his dad?
What did we just watch? We watched the man break a world record today for points in DreamHack Anaheim.
Not only was this win huge, it also broke...
Damn, that's so sweet, dude.
It's time to crown ourselves.
Damn, he's crying. That's so cute.
Featuring Fortnite champions here for DreamHack Anaheim.
Dude, I love Savage, dude.
After 8 games.
I swear, these react videos, I just get sad and watch them.
400 points. Recently signed. None other than 100 Thieves.
Damn, Bizzle got second?
MrSavage.
Damn, look at Bizzle, chat. You know he's sad and son.
Like, lifting a trophy like that is definitely been like a big dream for me. Being able to stand on top of the podium and just raise your hand and just scream out of pure joy. Yeah, it was definitely a good moment.
Damn, dude.
And while this win was an incredible moment for everyone,
me and Day won one DreamHack. I don't know. I think maybe 2. I don't even remember. This was so long ago.
No, at the time.
Not LAN though.
The last ever Fortnite LAN event before the
for a minute, dude.
Pandemic lockdown.
Yup.
Admittedly, the lockdown didn't really affect gamers like me very much.
Or me.
It's not like I really.
It honestly helped me somehow.
Anyway.
Not somehow. Pretty obviously why.
Fortnite's main season was online. However, unfortunately, these LAN events do require you to venture out into the real world and enter huge esports arenas, but with all public gatherings being banned, we wouldn't get to see any worldwide competitions. So, with going outside being banned, everyone returned to FNCS, including MrSavage. And during Chapter 2, Season 2, he would duo with iDrop and place 12th in the Grand Finals. It was around this time, after another poor Grands placement, that MrSavage decided to go back to Old Faithful and start playing with the GOAT Benjyfishy once again. Their first return as a duo was during the Contenders Cash Cup on May 14th of 2020, and they'd continue to play on and off for FNCS depending on the season.
What was Savage's best placement?
2020,
in
Fortnite
FNCS
decided to hold its first solo invitational FNCS, and on May 24th, MrSavage would place 15th, earning himself $3,000. This was followed up by the infamous solo FNCS season, which was Chapter 2, Season 3, and unfortunately, Savage did even worse, placing 57th in EU.
Damn.
Going into the next season, however, Epic would switch things up and head back to trios. And with this, his placements would drastically improve, as he got 8th place in the Chapter 2 Season 4 Grands.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Benjyfishy and Letshi. And then the next season, he would get 8th place once again.
Damn,
this
not
time
bad.
with iDrop and Tayson. But this was just the start in Chapter 2 for Savage, because in Chapter 2, Season 6, the EU Grand Finals would be held on May 30th of 2021, and they would be one of the best finales we would ever see in Fortnite. Everyone brought their A game to EU this year, and after the first day of Grand Finals, MrSavage was on top of
they won
with his trio,
Wait, no.
Andretta and Refsguard.
Wait, did Savage win an FNCS?
1 single point.
Speaking of a top 10, we got to take a look at EU's current standings, right? Which trio?
No way they won.
In top 10 coming into day number 2.
Day 1, okay.
Refsguard.
I remember this.
MrSavage.
Me and Venom were first by day 1.
Them. Hen,
Wow.
Janice, Chapix, your trios.
So sad,
from
man.
Last season, these two trios trading places all day.
Would my life be different if I won?
And
Yeah.
now they're looking to make
I'd have a fat ego.
brawl.
Savage and his team knew they had to go above and beyond during day 2 to be able to comfortably win this season. But unfortunately, the rest of the European region had their own plans that day. After a cutthroat day 2, MrSavage, along with Andretta and Refsguard, just barely missed out on first place,
Damn.
falling behind Queasy's trio by just 17 points.
I got
Real
second.
in their sights could win it all right here, right now.
Looks like I don't see Savage alive either. It could be a matter of just moments and mere points right there, but it seems as though Queasy, Truex,
You got second, huh?
have done enough to wrap up the FNCS.
And while second place is incredible,
Damn, he did get
I
second.
can only imagine
That sucks,
Savage
dude.
felt a little bit disappointing, considering they were in first place going into day 2, and he was still looking for his first ever tournament win. But I'm sure the $70,000 each that his trio took home will at least make him feel a little better. Anyway, the trio would decide to stick together again for one more season, but after placing 11th in Chapter 2, Season 7, they swapped out Refsguard for MrSavage's old duo once again.
Now I'm thinking about me and Venom, man. We should have won, dude. God damn, bro. I hate watching these videos. I be getting so mad.
But they did decide to stick
Like, damn, dude.
2021 Grand Royale.
I gotta go
and
crazy
managed
this one.
To improve a
Gotta go
little
crazy.
bit, placing 15th. Following this whirlwind of teammates and solos and trios, Epic Games decided to announce that they were returning to duos. And this was a huge and welcomed change. Plus, it meant that MrSavage didn't have to worry who to team up with, because everybody knew he was gonna go back and duo with his good buddy, Benjyfishy. The total throwback duo played together for Chapter 3's Season 1 and Season 2.
Bro, why are you eating that?
Unfortunately, they didn't do too hot. They would place 36th in Season 1 and 45th in Season 2, but at least they were consistently qualifying for Grands. Unfortunately, they had bigger aspirations, and that meant that the duo were officially broken up. They no longer played together, and Chapter 3 Season 2 would be the last time we'd ever see Benji and Savage play together competitively.
Damn.
However, it wasn't because of the reasons people normally have for breaking up with a duo. It wasn't because of low placements or they had some weird drama fallout. It was actually because Benji decided he wanted to switch video games entirely.
I'm gonna try to keep this.
This was so sad, chat.
but I am officially quitting competitive Fortnite to pursue Valorant. Recently, I've fell out of love.
It worked, chap. It worked, though.
Play Fortnite.
He's a Valorant goat now.
10 hours a day. But even last season, I was only playing during the tournaments just because I really couldn't force myself to get on the game. The reason I always wanted to be a pro gamer was because I always wanted to have a job that I enjoyed. So for me right now, it seems pointless carrying on something that I don't enjoy.
That was a sad moment.
Benjyfishy gone, that means Savage would have to make a new friend. And for the upcoming FNCS, he landed on a new duo named Hen.
Well, I'm playing with Hen, so my expectations for this FNCS they're pretty big. I want to get on top again. Hopefully we can have an uncon POI. And we're practicing a lot. Even though like the first 2 cash clips that we played, it hasn't gone too well. I think we can improve and get ready for FNCS and we'll do good.
The duo would only play together for Chapter 3 Season 3, placing 26th in the Grand Finals and winning $3,000 each. He then teamed up with his old trio member iDrop for the FNCS Invitational, which was the first LAN event back since the World Cup. It was held live and in person at the Raleigh Convention Center in North Carolina.
Did they do good?
On November 12th and 13th of 2022.
Did Savage do good?
Event would have a $1 million prize pool. People were hyped for this tournament, and the convention center was filled. Fans everywhere were hyped for in-person events, and a lot of these new younger players would be playing their first ever LAN competition. At this point, Savage was one of the few remaining pro players from the World Cup, so he was at a slight advantage considering that competing live and in person at LAN events didn't make him uncomfortable at all. Unfortunately, however, this wasn't enough of an edge to help him place where he wanted, because they ended up finishing 31st out of 50.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember him doing good.
However, the good news was that with this invitational, Fortnite was going to make its return to live in-person events, and that meant Savage would have another chance to redeem himself. On January 11th of 2023, Fortnite would announce later that year that they would be hosting an FNCS Global Championship 2023 in Copenhagen, Denmark. The announcement also confirmed that duos would remain.
We were there, chat.
Going into
Me and Epic didn't qual though for finals.
And MrSavage's 2023 was rather uneventful. In fact, he didn't even qualify for the global championships in Major 1, Major 2, or Major 3, which meant that the last chance major, which was held on August 20th of 2023, would be Savage's one and only chance to qualify for the LAN event at the end of that year. Savage would duo with very popular player named Vidil. However, they weren't the only players competing for this spot at the LAN event. Other notable players like his old duo Hen, Moneymaker, and Japko had all been left out during previous majors, meaning that the competition was at an all-time high to try and get that spot. Luckily for Savage and Vidil, however, they destroyed all this competition and finished first place in EU, getting them their ticket to Copenhagen.
That's what we had to do. Me and Epic had to do.
Let's take a look.
We had to do that too.
We're all here on eggshells right now, and here's who's made it to the big dance, topping off the leaderboard, Vidil and MrSavage, and we've seen some serious movement here.
This, of course, leads us to the FNCS Global Championship.
Makes me so sad, chat.
It would be held from October.
Like, how do we not get top 25? Advance to the finals. It's such a sad, man.
Outside of North America, so Savage wouldn't have to travel too far.
Venno, baby.
Countries. Savage and Vidil
my king.
The first day of competition on day 2 of the tournament, which was the lower bracket. The only thing this duo had to do was make it into the top 25 out of 50 teams to make it to the final day of competition. And in fact, they did a lot more than that, as they were first place on day 2 of the championship. However,
that's my trio right there. Big Roz.
The team didn't exactly do as hot as they expected. They unfortunately got knocked out consistently in early game and ended up finishing in 36th place. So once again, Savage was disappointed, and because of this, Vidil and Savage decided to split up following the LAN. In his search for a new duo, Savage would end up playing with a ton of the best players in EU. You see, although Savage was getting older, he is an IGL, or an in-game leader, which means that he was not known for his youthful mechanics and fighting skills, but more his brain and smarts in the game. And that means some of the best fighters in the world wanted to play with him. He tried out duos Pink, Queasy, and eventually landed on the one and only Mongraal. The two of them duoed.
This was a risk, but honestly, it was so worth it for the content and everything.
But they've
been doing good. Mongraal's the go now, dude.
Although they qualified for Major 1, they placed only 39th. And then they didn't even qualify for Major 2. And because this duo was desperate to qualify for LAN, they made a very drastic decision and decided to travel across the world to...
They went to NA when NA was the hardest...
...play the third major finals in NA instead of E.
NA was so hard.
However,
this season
plan didn't exactly go how they thought it would, because although they thought the competition would be easier, they would end up placing 28th during Majors 3. But just because he didn't qualify for the LANs didn't mean that Savage was gone for good. At the end of Globals, Epic Games announced some huge changes coming into Chapter 6 of FNCS. With Trios and Siphon making their big returns, it's clear that Savage wants in on the action. He's been playing Cash Cups and streaming a lot as well during the off season, and making a ton of other content as well. So it's clear that MrSavage isn't going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere. I'm gonna be honest, Savage is gonna keep on going. I hope him and Mongraal go crazy
and get that FNCS title that he's been chasing after for so long.
It's like we all been chasing that, dude. Like,
ever win his first FNCS, make sure to hit that subscribe button.
What is this one?
Insane to think about.
What the hell is this? I saw my face. I'm gonna be honest, this video was really good. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Savage has so much potential, and him playing with Mongraal, bro, and making Mongraal the go. I'm telling you, this season of Trios, they have a chance at doing really good. But listen, dude, keep on going, Savage. If you haven't watched this video, keep on going, Big Growl. Proud of y'all, motherfuckers. Proud of y'all for carrying the European region. And with that being said, hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Comment videos that you want me to react to. And with that being said, see ya.